What's up, my friends? We are in Orlando, Florida, and it's approximately 7 in the morning. Today we'll show you how to weld the pipes. I bought the new catalytic converter for this Dodge Neon and already installed it. This is the new cat. The new one is already installed to this Neon. Since this was overheated for more than 8 years, the dimension of this end a little bit different compared to the new cat. That's why right now, while I'm starting this Neon, some fumes are escaping through this place. That's why I decided to do some welding. You obviously cannot see very well through this mask. That's why what I recommend you to do, I recommend you to plug any additional external source of the power, like a 500 watts bulb. So when you go underneath your vehicle, you have it and you see how bright it is. So when you will be using the welder's mask, you see the joints which you actually need to weld. So what we're gonna be welding, as I mentioned before, this is the new cat already installed. The old cat. The fumes escaping through this place. I put the clamp, I tighten the clamp, still no success. So what I wanna do, I wanna weld this surface. When I will weld a little bit, I will remove the clamp, because also there is the main source of the leakage. It goes underneath and the clamp is blocking. If I will remove the clamp before I will do some welding, the pipe will start going apart. So that's why I need the clamp for the temporary support of the whole pipe exhaust. Demonstration on how it sounds with a small leakage in a pipe. As you can see, this is how it sounds. It's escaping most likely from here, this place. That's why I wanna weld it. Let's begin. The next step that we're gonna be performing right now, you have to perform him with caution, because the temperatures that you are going to be dealing with are more than 1000 Fahrenheit. They easily can melt the metal. That's why I recommend to all of you to put some protection equipment on yourself. You have to put something like this, like this, shorts, not shorts, very long, gloves, very important. And of course, each time you will be doing any welding, you will be using the mask. I did not buy expensive mask. I'm just using the cheapest one that came together with my welder, and I will be using my hand to block my eyes, because when the arcs are made, they're very bright, and if you're not gonna be using something like this, first of all, the arcs can get into your eyes and burn them, and since it's too bright, you will have something like rabbits jumping in your eyes if you're not gonna be using the mask. So before you will start welding, you need to put the welder, you need to connect welder to the power outlet. You have to read the specifications which your electrodes came with. These particular electrodes are easy strike, and they're using from 20 to 50 amps. So using the regulator, you have to put approximately 60, because we're gonna be dealing with this strong metal. It's not that easy to melt him. That's why me personally, using the regulator, I install 60 there, 60 amps. The next step that you need to do, there is two cables. The first cable is a workpiece and the second cable is torch. This is torch, this is the workpiece. Basically, what the workpiece means, you just installing the ground point on a metal that you're gonna be welding. In my particular case, the ground should be installed here. This is my ground. The ground point is installed, since I will be welding this piece. The next step, you have to press the button on, you have to put the mask, and you have to start soldering. So let's do it. Don't know how to put the camera there. Trying my best. Wait a sec. So this step you have to proceed with caution. There is a on button on the welder itself. Put it on. The welder will start energizing. Then put the mask onto your eyes. You have to see the point. I see it right now. And start welding. As you can see, I welded. The arcs are always jumping everywhere, so take your time, no rush. The temperatures are extremely hot and you actually do not want to mess up the pipes. So take your time on this step, proceed with caution. This sometimes happens, electrode just melted. Just take him off with your hands, but before, remove the power from the welder. As you can see right now, I made one successful weld, and right now I can start removing the clamp, this clamp. But to make it for sure, I will weld a little bit more. just to hold it, but this is pretty much enough already to hold your welding pipes together. Pretty well, but pretty slowly process, just take your time.